so we got our finish mowing here. Like I said before, I was mowing, the spindle quit turning in the center spindle. I thought it was just a loose bolt, but when I went to try to tighten the bolt, still wouldn't tighten up. So either the spindle's broken or the bolt is stripped. Either way, we gotta fix it. This is an old mower. I'm not gonna put a lot of money into it, so I may just have to weld something up, but we just gotta take it apart and see what's wrong with it and see if we can come up with a quick and easy and low cost solution. Okay, so here we have our spindle. You see the bolt is kind of tight and the blade is loose. And when I try to tighten this, it just won't stay tight. So I'm going to remove this spindle. The threads actually don't look too bad. I got online and these bolts are hard to find, so we may have to drill and tap this spindle to accommodate a different thread. So we'll see what we can do.
You gonna take all of them out?
Mm-hmm.
That's the blade? Mm-hmm. Is that the blade?
That's the belt for the spindle. Okay, so I took the covers off and inspected the spindle. The spindle seems fine, so I think we're just down to a probably just a strip bolt here. I'm going to chase these threads. I do not have another bolt, so I'll chase the threads. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall it, and I'm probably just going to tack weld onto this nut until I can get another bolt ordered and get it in. And then once I get the bolt in, I'll just tap new threads in the bottom of this spindle, and then I'll cut the welds off, and then we'll be back to normal. But sometimes you got to do a temporary fix to get your grass mowed, or it's going to get out of hand. All right, so I never know if we got metric threads or American threads. This is a fine thread, I know that. So we'll measure the diameter and see what kind of thread we have. All right, so we're going to measure the diameter. Like I said, never know if these bolts are metric or American standard, but this is about 530 thousandths, so it's probably a 9/16 around there diameter. Let's see what I have as far as dies go. This is my metric set. This is my American set. I do know that it is fine thread, so whatever it is fine thread. So unfortunately my tap die set only goes up to 1/2 13. So let me see if I got a thread file. I used to have one somewhere and just gotta find it. All right, so I found my thread file. For those of you who don't know what a thread file is, it just is a file with different thread pitches, and you can kind of clean up your threads with this if you don't have the right die. So looks like 16 threads per inch is going to be about right. So I'm just going to clean these up a little bit with my file. You don't want to be too aggressive. Like I said, I'm still going to weld this in place. These threads are pretty bad. And I think at one time I had to cut this bolt off because the threads were messed up on the end. So I also need to get a longer bolt. Unfortunately, with equipment like this, you know, I saw a set of bolts for 3 for like $100. Obviously, I'm not going to pay $100 for a bolt. Worst case scenario, I'll make my own bolt. But again, making a bolt on this lathe versus buying one, I mean, it's a time function thing. So usually, if you can buy it, it's going to save you money. Okay, so we got our threads cleaned up with the file. I'm going to get the grease and dirt off of here. Another little trick I do, I'm going to put some 2-component epoxy on this when I screw it back in, and then I'll tack weld it, and hopefully that'll get me a couple of more mowings. Got it clean?
Yeah. Looks pretty good.
Dry it off.
Let's see what I did here. Gonna dry it. That's it. Looks pretty good. Clean.
Now, since I got the blade off anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and sharpen a little bit before I put it back on. All right, looks pretty good. All right, so we got our threads cleaned up. got our blade sharpened. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up so I can get a good weld on it. And we'll clean up the blade a little bit. Alright, so we're mixing up our epoxy here. Just a regular 2-component epoxy. I want to put it on this bolt. The bolt has a spring washer on it, so that's why there's no lock washer. When you see the washer is not real flat, got a little spring to it, that means self-locking or will hold the bolt in place. So we're going to put our epoxy on and then we will thread the bolt in. Okay, you got it lined up?
Wait.
Got it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Got it lined up. Who's on that? This side? Alright, down. It's got a bend, girl. Looks good.
Alright, perfect. Thank you. It looks good.
Is that it?
Yeah. Looks real good.
Yay!
It's hot, big show.
It's hot.
Don't touch it. I'm wondering if I should weld that. It's really not doing anything.
I don't know. Looks like you did it.
I think I'm just going to take that out.
The bolt?
It's just going to fall out. Anyway.
You need gloves?
I'm not going to touch it. Alright, we'll see how long that lasts. Maybe, like I said, get a couple of mowings. I'll order a new bolt. It looks like the threads are messed up in here though too. This is a 10-year-old mower. I may just sharpen the blades on the mower until we're done mowing. So like I said, gotta do what you gotta do to get through the summer.
Alright guys, we're done. So, if you enjoy watching this video, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.